Hello. It's almost that time. All right. Unique New York. Unique.
Hey Nick, do you have any homeworks or anything, or we just go straight into class?
No homeworks, because I haven't had class in a few months. So
You
I
haven't
mean,
had class in 4 months,
yeah.
4 months.
No, oh yeah, maybe since May or April.
No,
It's
I
been
can tell you, it's April.
April,
Uh,
yeah.
you have to be more nice to Nick Lashaw.
Nick.
Okay, make sure he gets classes.
I'll try.
I actually, as a leader or as a co-director of the project, to see that you are ignoring your own needs is quite my style. And I like it. I really like it. Your book is going to take 100 years at this rate. So,
We have
uh,
a very careful system, Geshe. They're very well
okay,
balanced. We got out of balance for
so
a little while, and we're fixing it,
okay,
and we're very close to perfect parity over the course of the XT program since we changed from the group
chaos
long
here.
sets. I'll show it to you sometime. We're doing very well making things even, and I suspect we'll have less of these problems in the years to come now that we're reaching real parity. Everyone's had about 25 classes each by the end of this year.
Okay, great. I think that's great. That's what I was concerned about. I was afraid that Nick was shortchanging himself,
We
No,
track it
yeah.
ruthlessly.
We
but
have a,
nobody else has lost 4 months of class. I don't know.
It
well, I
happens
think,
sometimes.
yeah, it does. I think, it keeps
Okay.
happening to random people.
Well, I'm going to take you. So I have your document. You did a translation document.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, we can look at that, or we can look at a part of that, because it's a lot. It might take
yeah.
up the whole class, which you may not want to do. I don't know.
I want to do both.
Okay.
Let me see where that is.
Do you want me to
Uh,
share that one?
I got it right here,
Okay.
right?
Yep. I mean, you're not
That's
sharing
your,
the screen
oh,
yet.
sorry.
The one that I
Uh,
sent yesterday.
yeah. So I'm going to switch between yours and the text. Okay. So first I'm going to start with mine.
Okay.
These are my notes, and these prove why Nick is behind. Uh, his text is 78 folios, but these are long folios. These are Tengyur folios, original Tengyur folios, quite long, quite huge. Lots of text on each folio, each face. It's his book is going to be two books of 500 pages each. It's going to be two volumes. It'll be 1,000 pages. We are up to 25 pages. Halfway would be 39.
Mhm.
So we're not, it would be 2 more years to reach halfway at this rate. The rate is bad. The rate is something like it took us
6.
years to get to where we are. It took us 5 years or something. Oh, sorry. We started as far as I can tell, it's around May of 22. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
been 4.5 years or something. Don't forget that Nick had already completed another book. So this is his second book. So, but we need to talk to Haggerty wherever he is. I'll talk about him when he gets here. But we need to not lose so many classes somehow. We have to get more work out of Geshe, less stuff. Uh, yeah, Haggerty, we got to figure out more how to do the classes we were scheduled to do and not lose so many classes. I don't know how. We could do them on the plane or something.
Hmm.
Uh, so basically, the text is you're not seeing me?
No, we don't have
We
your
see.
screen yet.
Oh, no screen.
No?
We see
Okay.
your handsome face.
I'm sorry. Well, that's kind of worth it, but Okay,
There we
this
go.
is, yeah. Let me move this guy. Okay, so I just went through these notes, which are the answer to why so long. Okay, and basically we just been losing a lot of classes because of other duties, and we have to try to figure out a system. Me and Rob will figure it out, and it's not impossible. It's not impossible.
Okay.
But we have reached chapter 2 of this text, the Ratnamala. Nick, do you want to give a 3-minute summary of your book, of your new
sure.
book, of this
Yeah.
book?
Yeah, sure. For people who don't know about it,
Yeah.
This
And
is
who's the author?
this is a commentary by Jetsun Randhawa to a letter by Master Nagarjuna, which was one of his 2 famous letters written to kings describing how to become an amazing practitioner and a great king, all in the same letter. They're both kind of considered to be lam rims, or like texts on steps on the path. And they're both amazing and extremely practical. The other one being the one that Geshe Michael recently translated, called Light for a Friend. Sorry, I said Jetsun Randhawa because I was thinking about that one.
Yeah,
This
I was
one
getting
is a
confused.
commentary by Gyaltsab J.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure I got the right author without
No,
looking.
no, it's definitely me.
Okay.
I got confused because I've been looking at that text a lot also, as
We
you
have.
mentioned. Yeah. But yeah, this one's a commentary by Gyaltsab J, one of my close and personal friends. And he's commenting on Master Nagarjuna, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. And this one seems to me to go kind of deep on emptiness.
Mhm.
I've been really enjoying that, and it's kind of some of it's kind of hard, which is exciting.
I'd like to think of this as the second of the 2 letters to the king. A lot of people think it was the same king, and I believe it probably was. And so I believe this text goes deeper. I believe the purpose of this letter is to go deeper. And it is one of the most famous presentations of emptiness ever. Okay. So Nick, let's read you first. Let's have you read first, please.
Niba
Oh, that's your translation. Hang on. Yeah, let's read here.
Okay. Niba ngento ngela ginjwe pelmar shepa la sum. Ngela ginjwe tang, ngento ginjwe tang, yang ngela ginjwe shepao.
Nice. The second chapter, an interspersed explanation of causes for and the results of higher rebirth and definite goodness. Yeah, okay. The trick here is the word Pelmar. And what's the classic, Nick, do you know what's the classic place where you see this word Pelmar? Pelmar Gomba.
Oh, is it the third stage of the third level of meditation? Like where your mind is often on the object?
It's a meditation exercise. Jump levels, like you go to
lion's dance. Yeah.
It's a meditation exercise where you show off your fluency in meditation. And don't forget that if you go too deep, you can compare it to medical anesthesia. You'd be too deep to see emptiness. And that's results in the formless realm rebirth. And then there's too shallow, which is most of our meditation. And then there's the in-between state, which samden damba near do mito me. You want to reach this preparation stage for the first concentration level. So we see the word Pelmar in a meditation exercise where you jump around the levels out of order to prove that you have mastered them. And I would say it's very rare to be a person who's done that. To be able to do that is very difficult. But it was part of our What did we call that? The lion stance. Yeah, it's part of the lion stance. Okay. So here you can see the Pelma, which is not the Pelma you're thinking of. You can see the jumping here. Why he says jumping? Because first he's going to discuss cause and effect with regard to ngele, definite good, which means nirvana and enlightenment. Then he's going to discuss cause and effect with regard to getting back to a human rebirth. And then he's going to go back to cause and effect for nirvana and emptiness. He's Pelma. Okay. He's going to go deep into the causes of nirvana and enlightenment. Then he's going to do a little vacation to the causes for higher birth. And then he's going to go back to the causes for enlightenment and nirvana. Okay.
So quick
All right.
question.
Yeah.
So when translating this, I mean, I guess this is basic. Can I then say and another explanation for the final part for the third section?
You can, and that reflects the word yang in the beginning of the third line.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that yang means like, and then you go back.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And you in the English you could say and back to an explanation of the causes. You see what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And
Okay.
that
All right.
we had some confusion about this in the team class. That's cool.
Nick, I suggest since we're working on your translation, let's go. Let's have you read a few sentences. Can you read the next one?
Tangpalani tarnzin kitawa gakpatang sabmo tokbar gawe tsulo.
Yeah. The first of these has to. Don't forget that the first was causes and effects for nirvana
Result.
and enlightenment. Yeah, causes and results. That's gonna have two parts. Yeah, we're gonna deny viewpoints which hold to extremes.
Mm-hmm.
What's the ultimate extreme viewpoint? To think that the pot on the stove is
out
coming
there.
from the sun. So you're always safe in my class if you go to the pot on the stove, and the all misperceptions in Buddhism are in that 1-2 minute event. All of them. Okay. Thinking that the pot and the stove came from its own side sums up all Buddhism as far as misperception. Okay. And then samotope toparkawezo. Good. Yeah. Good. It might be in a sort of a description of how difficult it is to see the profound. Okay, okay, cool. All right. One more, Nick.
Tangpola sum beshen ki she sin chempar jeba tang gakpangme tang tena ta shir luma tembao tang poni.
Good. So the first one was we're refuting viewpoints that are too extreme in two different ways. And he's going to use, we call it these, okay. Shesin. Yeah, good. I would just be more strong on the sin.
Oh,
which we have already.
Previously?
Yeah. Yeah, already. He wants to emphasize already.
Yeah, I didn't say that. Interesting. Yeah, okay, I got you. I was thinking.
And when you use sin after a verb, it means I already told you that. He wants to emphasize that. I already told you that. And I used other examples. Good. Then we get to the actual refutation. What are we refuting again? Extreme viewpoints, which is usually Dakta and Metta. Either things can't change or things were never there. Either things can't change or things were never there. Those are the two classic wrong views people get about emptiness. Okay. And then Dena Tarshi Lumaten. Yeah. Yeah.
I called it the four unclarified extremes because he said ta. but
Yeah. What's the force of the Lung Maten,
well,
Nick?
usually it would mean unprophesized, but here we know from looking ahead that he's referring to the 14 unanswered questions or
Yeah,
unclarified
yeah,
questions by the Buddha.
yeah. And when he gives an outline of what he's going to be covering, you have to peek ahead to see how to read it. Lung Maten could mean karmically
Neutral,
neutral, uh,
not
or
clarified.
it could mean Buddha refused to talk about it. And in this case, it's Buddha refused to talk about it. Okay, he refused to clarify. He politely refused the reporter's questions. Okay, no, that was his. That's one of his techniques. That's in his repertoire. Okay, all right. I'm going to skip the verse, Nick, and then I'm going to ask you to call on someone else and you check their pronunciation. It's a long sentence. This
Okay.
is, by the way, one of the signs that we're dealing with someone rather than someone.
You mean we're dealing with Gyaltsab J rather than
Gyaltsab J is a complicated person.
oh yes.
Rendell is pretty upfront.
Yes, yes, yes.
Someone wrote this six-line sentence. It's probably Gyaltsab J.
How about my friend Anatole? Because I know he's there.
He's here. He is really kicking ass on the proofreading, and I gotta say, he's really, really, really doing a lot of good work on that, and I really appreciate it.
Yay.
It's kind of embarrassing because it's my wife's usually there, and Anatole's no, Geshe, it really is wrong. He says it's so cool.
Terrible man.
Jita Chushing Gi Dong Boy Yen Lat Dak Malu Badang Chete Ningpo Yen Mei Tak Bei Chedu Shikbar
High tone, obviously high tone. Shikpa.
Shikbar
Yeah, to say it's not Shikpa.
Shikbar Jaina Ningpo Chi Yang Mei Pa Dar Ke Pu Kam Ruk Dang Chepa Chadang Char Che Ne Shik Na Dedang Ndrawar Rang Shingi Drupe Ningpo Dual Sam Yang Me Do.
Nice. One sentence, okay? Typical Gyaltsab J. He was a logician. He was the most famous logician in Tibet before he met Tsongkhapa. So then you pile Tsongkhapa on top of that, you got a problem. Okay. Jidar Chushingi Dombo, just as you might cut into a bamboo trunk. Yenla Dak Malupa Danchete. By the way, I mean, it'd be tempting to take this as the image of a bamboo stick with little branchlets coming out, which is what Yenlak usually means. But reading it carefully, I would say he's talking about a kind of plant where you peel it and the whole side comes off.
That's right.
And that's the point of the image. He's not pulling leaves off of a bamboo stick. He's pulling sides off of a bamboo stick, and behind that is empty space. That's what he wants to get. He's pulling pieces of a straw off of a straw. He's not pulling milkshake off the straw. He's pulling straw off the straw. And he wants you to visualize what's left on the inside, which is it's kind of empty space. And so if you can reflect that in your translation, we're not pulling leaves off a bamboo tree. We're pulling bamboo sides off a bamboo stick, and there's zero under it. But there's a hollow part. And then the hollow part itself dissolves when you get to the last piece. See what I mean? Then that dissolves into general space. It's very beautiful. Okay. Shushingi Dombo. Yep. Limbs. So then the question of seeking some essence in the middle is more clear.
Mhm.
Is there anything in the center of the bamboo? Is there any core to the bamboo?
Mhm.
Shikbar. Yeah. Related to what verb, Nick?
Well, here I said, and I think that we're going to change it to peel away, but I said deconstruct.
I don't mind deconstruct,
Oh,
but what's it related to? What other verb?
we're deconstructing people and their elements that make them up.
Chick
No,
or jick, chick or jick.
Oh,
yeah,
what? Sorry, destroy. It's related to destroy.
like Jigme actually, ultimately.
Oh.
Okay. Indestructible as well as fearless. Shik Nimbo Chiam Mepatar.
There's no essence at all.
Good. Yeah, that's good. Similarly, Jawar, when we strip out any existing thing from the images we have laid on it, you won't find anything at the core. There's nothing left. Okay. There's no standard version of any existing thing. There's only the versions that each person makes. There's no, if you subtract the way 20 people in this room see the cup, there is no other cup. There's no standard cup. That's what he's saying. Okay. We all have our version of the cup. But the point is, if you peel them off, take off each person's version of the cup, there wouldn't be anything else. And that proves that the cup is not coming from its own side. And that's the point of the exercise. Okay, he's going to back it up with a sutra. Nick, who is up?
Wait, again, how might you translate chadang charche?
Yeah, that's easy. Parts are whole. Oh, I'm sorry. Chadang char here means split it into one piece after another.
Mm-hmm. I said break parts down into parts, but I think we could probably.
No, I don't think that's the part. I don't think that's the point. It just means one after another.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, the image of a drinking straw, and you are pulling strips off until you reach the center, which is empty. Okay. That's the image he really wants to convey that image. So it's your job as a translator that when someone finishes that sentence, they're kind of in empty space. It's a very beautiful. They should be like, you look for your car keys on the kitchen table, you look for them in the bathroom, and then you reach emptiness. Okay.
How did you know? All right.
Who's next?
Anatol, can you choose somebody, please?
Nicole, Anjali.
Anjali, come on. She's really been helping me and my wife a lot at home, and thank you for that. It's very helpful. All right.
Right. Dole.
Give me a nice prenatal.
No.
Yeah. Only in this class, like, oh, you got such a sexy prenatal. No. Dole.
Guitar, chi, ching, long, pe, tompola,
Nice.
ningpo, lord, mi, rimpe,
You got to make this longer because it's important.
mi,
Do me.
rimpa,
Okay.
rimpe, shik, ye, kyang,
Yeah, by the way, the S sound drops out. And in linguistic compensation, the vowel sound gets longer. Me means human. Me means by the person. By the person, okay? Which used to be miss. And if you meet a Ladakhi, someone from the borderlands of Tibet, they still speak the original Tibetan. And then in New York, things get smeared up, and because there's so many people there, and the things get changed. But the people in Kansas talk, good morning, how are you? Okay, it's like that. Okay, so Ladakhi or a Mongol will say Miss. Okay, Shidong.
Chidong Nang Na Ningpo Yulmin Dar
Good.
Sunam Tamche Detar Shepar Gi
Gi.
Jesung Bataro.
Nick, what's he doing? What's this? He's
He's
doing.
he's comparing again. I realize that in my written
What's the
translation,
technique here? What's the technique here in general? These
uh,
last two sentences. What's the technique?
you mean like a metaphor? Like he's
Lungrik.
Yeah, Lungrik. First logic, then scripture to back up his logic.
oh, I see. Because
Standard 2,000-year methodology.
Mhm.
Okay. The sutra says, if you were to deconstruct piece by piece,
I think it should be saying just as if you were to deconstruct the trunk of a bamboo plant.
yeah, but
if you were to
yeah.
deconstruct, just as with the trunk of a bamboo plant,
good.
if you were to deconstruct people piece by piece,
Yeah.
you would find no essence neither outside nor in. And we should know that all things are just the same.
What's the force of the? By the way, I'm critiquing your translation. That's my job. What's the force of the limba?
I don't know. Something with the peeling.
Fresh.
It means fresh.
It's a water tree. Oh yeah.
Fresh.
Normally it means wet.
Wet.
But here it means you're not dealing with an old brittle stick. You can peel. You can still peel. So a freshly cut bamboo. Ningbo dombala. Ningbo dumi. By the way, there's some opinions in ancient scholarship that water plant chushing doesn't mean bamboo. It refers to sugarcane.
Oh,
but
cool.
it's similarly empty on the inside, but not as empty as bamboo. So I like bamboo.
We thought maybe it could be a banana tree because they peel, but
some people have said that too.
I don't know if they're hollow inside though.
In order to find its essence, yeah, you will find no essence. You might want to think about core. I don't know.
Okay.
For Ningbo.
Mm-hmm.
Neither inside nor yeah, good. Neither inside nor outside. Yeah, good. Okay, the rest is fine. Very good. Do you want Anjali to choose the next victim?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Oh, there we go.
Brooks, we got Brooks from New York, but he went to LA and he messed up with accent.
Oh no, that accent is indefeatable.
Long Island, Orange County.
There's nothing you can do about that accent.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, go slow, enjoy.
Okay. Nipala sum
Good.
dakdang
Nice.
dakme langshingi magrupa dang
Good.
nopor
Nopor.
nopor yomedang shinyi magrupa dang Jurupadang Kolwe Chita
Chita.
Luma Tanwami Demba Mi Tape Tepe Sopa Changbo
Bangwo.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Okay, let's look at the next translation. Second part has 2 parts. So, okay. By the way, mixed nuts preparation for a class standard, we go find in Tibetan, they will always only say part 1 has 3. And it doesn't help anybody. And we go find it. And we put it here in the bowl. Okay, so we're on the Uh, we're on part two, which happens to be Gakbangwe, Nick.
The actual refutation.
Yeah, we're actually going to refute some ideas about emptiness. Okay. Which are so refutable from any school of thought in the world. You know, oh, I was chopping wood and I suddenly emptiness hit my head, or I was staring at the wall and I went into emptiness. And, you know, there's so many things to criticize, truthfully. All right. So we're that neither the self nor the absence of a self established man in nature. Listen, good. Okay. Yeah. Neither a self or a lack of a self comes from its own side.
Mhm.
Just like the pot on the stove. Whether things exist is not such thing in nature. So, okay, good.
Mm.
And by the way, Chita. Well, I'd say and defeating the argument or something. It's
Oh,
got to be
and
clearly, it's got to be clearly a third part. Yeah.
hurry,
And by the way,
hurry.
Chita, you tip it some. To find out it's incorrect to say.
I had to think about this
Okay.
times.
We got to break down the third one. We didn't get to it yet. It's a future topic. We won't get to it until some other class. But it refers to one of the 14 unanswered questions. And somebody asked Lord Buddha, is
Mhm.
there an end to Korwa or not? The Sansara. And by the way, there's a DCI class. Which level? Advanced level. We get into 14 questions or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Opinions with advanced level 2 or 3, I don't remember things.
3 maybe.
But we based the whole DCI's manual, 300-page manual on these 14.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. It's really very beautiful. Okay. If I have to say, since I wrote it, but this doesn't mean karmically neutral, Nick. It means
Unclarified by the Buddha, or
yeah, Buddha refused to answer the question, is there an end to samsara or not? He refused to answer the question. Some people said that was mitepa.
incorrect.
Yeah. If the leader of your religion refuses to answer the question of is there an end to pain or not, you know, I don't see if it's such a good leader for your religion. Then
So
this was criticism. Yeah, Nick.
are they saying that it's wrong of him, or are they saying that it's not true?
We're going to refute arguments which say it was incorrect for him not to announce a decision.
Okay.
He was accused of avoiding a question, and we're going to show why that accusation is improper. Okay? And so that sentence is quite difficult. Eliminating accusations that it was incorrect when Buddha refused to clarify whether or not samsara had an end.
Mm-hmm.
It seems reasonable to me. You know, your religious leader bases their career on helping you end your samsara, and then he refuses to describe it.
Geshe,
Not so bad. Yeah.
I had a question because
You have a question? That's so weird.
I know it's crazy. It usually says I've seen it say not Korwa as the Lungmaten, but Jikten, meaning is there end to the world? Because doesn't the Buddha say in all kinds of places that there's an end to samsara?
I agree, but that's not what Gyaltsen J wanted us to use.
Okay.
And he's kind of gets into that because he starts playing with the words a little further on. He starts
Okay.
changing it.
Oh,
Okay.
that is a good point. He didn't refuse to describe the end of suffering. He did refuse to describe the end of this physical world. That's a big difference.
Right. Okay.
And
Cool.
word is correct. Word is sometimes he's correct by accident.
Oops.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Nick, who reads next, or do you want Mr.
We can have Oscar. Oscar.
Oscar? Okay, let's go. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kang
Thank you for. By the way, you're doing great work on the books, and we want to thank you for that.
Thank
you. He has a hard taskmaster. Lindsay. Nick, who's Oscar? Let's go.
Yeah. Kang saktang kam chukpo tekun dag me par yelpo kula tenla papa gyutsen tang chepayinte. Chunam tam che dag me che gyel wanam ki sumpa techir. Yang na ngupo rangshin me pa techir. Gyutsen te ngu me kyang rangshin me chipao.
Good. Neither the people nor their six elements, concept and come people that could that possesses self. And when it says like a coffee cup doesn't possess a self, and neither does its parts, neither does the chemicals that make it up have that come from their own side. It just go back to the pot on the stove, and you don't have to go any further. That covers everything. Okay. The person and the component of the person with all the stuff that makes them is all coming from you. Okay. And not from their own side. That's all. Okay. Which has implications on being unhappy with other people. You created the parts of every person who pisses you off. So there you go. Triple de kundameba kula tema. Yeah, in the verse, he says, you figured it out. Okay.
Oh, I thought Tenla Papa was like, I presented it to you. Killa. That's why I thought it. But
maybe killer. So is the Gyalpo the cure?
yeah, Gyalpo. I thought he's glossing Kyo with Gyalpo.
Let's go back to the verse. Chinam tamje dame che deche gyawan nankisim kondru deke dame pakina tena papayen. Tatu shapkam chapare sarvam yanitam pascham. That's a question. So you can read the verse this way. Chinam tamje dagmeche. Somebody said none of the things in the universe has any self-nature coming from its own side.
Victor said so because
that's why the Buddha said that. Yeah, that's why. None of the components either has any nature of its own. So the thing, the composite, the cup that's made from the elements doesn't have a nature of its own. Neither does its component elements have their own natures. It was established for it or to you, or with you. Could be the Buddha, could be the king, could be the cup.
Yeah. Gyaltsab J is taking it as the king, it seems.
Let me think about that. I would say that has been clarified to you, O king, by Lord Buddha in his scriptures or something like that. Okay. I'll buy that. Okay. Yeah, and Gyaltsab J Nick is playing with Gal here. Why?
Oh, because we're talking to the king Gyalpo, and now he's talking about the victor or the
right.
conqueror.
Hey, Gal, the gal said so.
Yeah.
Okay, he's playing. It's a Tibetan play. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say it probably doesn't work in the Sanskrit.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Well, it might. Yang nama kunasya maybe nature. It's a thing will make Yang nama kunasya maybe nature for the reason that things have no nature of their own. The Yang is normally alternate reading, Nick.
Okay.
So we can also say that because the cup has no nature of its own, Day, for that reason,
Yeah, non-things also don't have any nature of their own, don't exist through any nature of their own.
Yeah, and I think I'm sure you should take this ngume as takpa.
Oh, okay, unchanging things.
Yeah. So this last sentence now says, we have established emptiness with changing things. And Gyuchen Day, you can use the same reasoning to prove that ngume, unfunctioning things, are also have no nature, don't have any nature either. When you translate ngupo mepa, you, as opposed to ngupo, there's a standard we should use. There's a mixed nut standard we should use. Okay, I'll demonstrate it. Ready? Functioning things, and those. Let me think about it. Hang on. Things with a nature. No. Having a nature and not having a nature both are empty.
Yep.
And the point is, what I'm saying is in English, when you get to this kind of sentence, which is dividing all existing things in the way we did with the jewelry box into functioning stuff and non-functioning stuff, you better say things which exist but don't function.
Okay.
Okay, because you don't want to allow things that don't exist.
Right.
I'll say it again. When he says everything's empty, and he says things that exist and things that don't exist, he does not mean things that exist and things that don't exist. He means things that have a function and existing things which don't have a function. Okay? And you can't say duce and dumache here. You cannot say produce thing and something that was never produced because that could imply non-existent thing. You see what I mean?
Yeah, we'd be including things which don't exist, which would make the argument wrong.
Exactly. Invalid. Yeah. So as an English translator, when you hit this kind of sentence, you must say things which had causes and conditions, duce, and things which exist but don't have causes and conditions, dumache, are both duce, dumache, tomba. You cannot say things which have causes and conditions and things which do not, because the second would include rabbit's horns.
Yeah.
And then the other would be invalid. So in English, when you translate this construction in English, you must say things which have causes and conditions, and things which exist and don't have causes and conditions. Which means basically in the Abhidharma, Vasubandhu complains that in the opening lines, Sakche Sapa Mechinam Lamatobi Duchinam Sakche Kanti Dera Lasana Kundi Gebige, Same Langi Debana Dumachinam Sunyante, Namkatani Kopani. He says, we have a shortage of existing things that don't have causes and effects. There's only 3 in the Abhidharma. Okay, so you got this huge category of all the things in the universe. And then you got this tiny category of three things. And then you have all the non-existing stuff. And these arguments are not meant to apply to the non-existing stuff because Kang
Because what?
Ten.
Con because
Otherwise,
it
you
could,
can just make anything up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you make up whatever bullshit you want.
yeah.
Yeah.
I said, stuff was this. Oh, it was black and it was 16 feet long. Yeah, it didn't exist, right? No.
All right.
Okay, got it? Content.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Remember
So
that. when you
Is
translate.
Nume then equivalent to Takpa? Is it like
Now that's the point. Yeah, here it is exactly equivalent to Pakpa, which is an existing thing, which is
Yeah.
not changing. You cannot translate Ngume here as non-existent thing.
okay?
That's not the point. Yeah. Although in other what do you call it? Circumstances, in other contexts, you can translate it as non-existent. So you gotta
Yeah.
be careful. Be careful with Ngume. That's what Grandpa's saying. And
I
that's
think
why
we have translated it as non thing, as non in
Yeah.
a different book.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is nasty.
We got
How much time we got?
we
Oh,
have 14 minutes.
in 14 minutes, Nick will lead a conversation about how the heck, my wife doesn't like that. How the heck can you use this in your real life? Okay. At which point I go have a coffee because
You deserve a break.
yeah, that's about the only break I get all day. So who's going to read, Nick? And by the way, Nick, I suggest we do this by comma.
Okay. Comma? You mean separate? Oh yeah, that's cool. So just read up to the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. Ula would like to read, and
Yay,
please read
Ula.
up to the first comma, which is yete.
Hi, Gisela.
Hi, nice to see you.
Yeah, very good.
We start with Kusum Tuk, right, Nick?
Yep.
Mhm.
Kusum Tuk. We had it. Now it's
Okay.
oh.
Here we go.
Kusung tuk mi tön chokla dam pa tartupa.
Oh yeah, actually that's the first comma. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go one more. Let's go one more comma. She's too fast.
Yep.
Sorry for
Let's
that.
No.
Tua chenpo dak.
This is miss. Yeah. As Nick, where it's obvious, I'm gonna do this. Okay. All right. Tupa.
Tupa chenpo dak tang dak me rangshingi njupa lokpar tsepe gyutsen yudde.
Nice. Okay, good. This is weird, right, Nick?
I don't understand this first line at all, or how it relates to anything before or after.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what it says, and then we got to talk about what it says. Okay. Kusum Tuk.
Body, speech, and mind.
Yeah, which sometimes I prefer actions, words, and thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It feels different than body, speech, and mind, I think. But there's a mitunchok. There's something that hurts your body, speech, and mind. And we're gonna give you some tartuk dampa about it.
Some ultimate advice. Some
Yeah,
advices?
I'm gonna give you the ultimate advice to deal with things that hurt your body, your speech, and your thoughts. Okay. But there's a problem here, Nick. What's the problem? The words he's chosen for body, speech, and thoughts.
They're honorific. So
High honorific. They
Yeah,
are
high-
Buddha level honorific.
to a Buddha.
He's
so it's-
not saying schmuck Michael Roach. He's saying thought ultimate advice about things that would work against body, speech, and mind, but he uses high honorific, meaning
a body, speech, and mind of an
Yeah.
enlightened being.
reaching a body, speech, and mind of enlightened being. Okay,
Oh,
and you have
yeah,
as
okay, okay, yeah,
as a translator, you have to be sensitive. He
yeah.
has used the Buddha honorific. So he's not talking about stuff that prevents you from speaking well or thinking well. He says you want to reach the kind of thinking and acting that the Buddha does. Well, here I'll teach you some of the ultimate problems you're going to have. It's the ultimate things you're going to have to watch out for. It boils down to anytime I ask a question like that, just say, Paramasto. You'll never be wrong in my class. I'm going to give you some advice about not hurting your body, speech, and mind. It doesn't have to do with cigarette smoking because I'm talking Buddha body, Buddha speech, Buddha mind. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh, that's kind of tricky. Thank you. It's a lot
yeah,
of.
and that's why he can be unclear because he has used the high honorific to make it clear. Okay. Two. There is a Guten, Nick. There
There's
is a
a reason.
that the great able ones. Good. Now, when you hit something like Tuba, Muni, when you hit words for Buddhas, the translator, the English translator, has to make a decision. Are they talking Buddhas in general, or are they talking our Shakyamuni? And if you translate for many years, you'll notice that they tend to use different Buddha words for different people. Like Tuba, normally the able one is normally only Buddha Shakyamuni. Although it does exist Tupanam, you can say the Buddhas, the able ones, but normally in a sentence when they say Tuba said that, they mean our Lord Buddha said that. So as a translator, when you hit a word for an enlightened being, you got to make a logical decision. Are they saying in general, Buddhas in history have said that? Or are they saying our Shakyamuni said that? And as a translator into English, you have to make a decision. You have to make a stand. Take a stand? You have to take a stand.
Oh, it's able one. Yeah, I wrote it. So we take that. It should not be plural in this case, or likely should not be.
If you're stuck, go to the Sanskrit, which requires an ending for singular or plural. Okay, normally. Here we got the Sanskrit.
Yay.
Mahamuni,
Harmony.
singular, I guess. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. Okay, the great able one we refute.
Cool.
Okay, good. The rest is good. Good. As opposed, Nick, to ngup and ngume, ngupo and ngume. What's that mean? Ngupo and ngume means what?
In this case, it's functioning things and existing things which don't function.
Nice. Very good. Now he pulls it on you again. He says doc and doc may.
Yeah. A self or the absence of a, yeah, I don't know. An existing thing which
I'll give you the two choices here, Nick. Self and the absence of a self, or self-existent self and the absence of a self-existent self. Which would you prefer?
well,
It's probably the second one.
yeah,
Okay.
but he's clarifying it by saying
we're not so interested in personalities versus rocks. Non-personalities. We're more interested in things with a self nature or things with no self nature. So you got to be careful there also.
Okay. But isn't it that Gyaltsab J is glossing it by saying Rangshin Kitrupa?
Yeah, he says they don't exist on their own side. That would imply that he's talking about two existing things. He wouldn't say neither of these two things exist from its own side if one of them didn't exist at all. So, Nick, what's a version of Doc and Doc May where both things exist.
Uh, hmm. Uh, a self.
Yeah, and we don't say self-existent self.
Uh-huh.
Things do have a self. The cup is itself. Self and the lack of a self, neither one, rang shingi drupa.
Exists through any nature of its own.
Yeah, good. So I would personally say I doubt that he would get into the non-self-existence of nothing.
Right.
He's saying
The
whether
lack of a self.
whether it has a self nature, which things do have, or whether it has no independent self nature. Things have a self nature. A cup is a cup. It's not in an independent self nature. Okay. Okay. Dupa, you gotta be careful. Gyutsen yete. And here he goes again.
Yeah.
Doc, and does the Sanskrit help?
Uh-huh. Atmanat.
Atman, Atma, Anatman.
Mhm.
Atma, Anatma. Okay. Atma and Anatma. Okay. Doctor and dogme. Dogme. Nashiki Drupa, Tawatar. Anyone who believes that the self or the lack of a self could exist through any nature of their own is completely wrong. Good. Okay, good. Good. Views. Yeah, good. Okay. Derata.
That's the case.
Yeah, you got to add that in your translation, I think. And
Yeah, I kind of
and
was
then,
too soft because I just said this is why, but that's more the cheer.
oh
So
yeah,
I
that's
should.
a sentence.
Mhm.
And that is too the case. It implies a objection before that, unspoken objection.
Mhm.
He said, neither the self nor the lack of a self exists from its own side. And then somebody said, Dogmandu. I disagree. He said, Data.
Yes.
So there's an understood reply. I disagree. Because he comes back with,
Your reason.
it sure is that way. Okay? It sure is that way. Okay, good. You can say that.
What's a case here when you say a thing that has an absence of this? Is there any
It could mean the emptiness, the absence of a self nature, the absence of the pot coming from its own side.
I thought you were not talking about self nature.
Yeah. Well, we're still debating it.
Oh,
Okay.
because if it's something, it's just they must have a self in this case.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we are not talking about non-existent things.
Do things have a self nature? Yes. Do they have a self nature comes from their own side? They don't. Yeah. So you have to clarify which one. A pot is a pot, but a pot is not a pot that came from its own side. Pot is not a pot without your pictures coming out of your seeds from having loaned pots to needy housewives in the past. Okay. All right. Chita was in the mix maybe too. Yeah. And here's the famous what, Nick?
Miksume.
Yeah, Mixume, abbreviated as
Mikme.
Mikme Tewe.
Okay, this is the full form. Mixumepa does not exist as an observable thing. Okay. Okay, boss. We got any time?
We have 2 minutes.
Okay. This next part is short. Nick, you want to do it? Jump in here.
Yeah, Nibalani, Ngedang, Tashir, Lungmatempe, Gyutsen, no. Parts of its own.
There's a splitting challenge in this short sentence. There's a splitting challenge for a translator in this short sentence. Okay. And I thought it was worth it to point it out.
Isn't one of them just nga?
Well, you could read Ngodang Tashir Lumaten, or you could say Ng pause Tashir Lumaten Megute. Okay. It happens. that. It's way out of balance, so it's tricky. Okay, I have two parts to the next section. What? Bop and ba 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 ba. And it's hard. It's easy to mistranslate it. Okay, so with regard to sections, when somebody gives you a section number, part two, and then they start out with they mean, well, first I'll discuss the actual section, but then I'm going to go on to some stuff I want to say about it. And that's out here. Okay. Of course, Gyaltsen J would always like to say one more thing about it. Means, I'll give you Nagarjuna's part two, but then I'm going to discuss Ta Shir Numatemegitsen No, which is what? Reason of the force. Nice translation. Yay. It doesn't mean karmically neutral, Numaten, although it could have meant that. It means Buddha refused to answer about four kind of limits to think. Does the world have a starting end? Does it have a ending end? That's the DCI level, again, is quite beautiful that way. It's confusing.
AL3.
It's confusing in English to say Buddha refused to clarify either end. But what it means is he refused to clarify a beginning or an end, which is either end. So it's a tricky translation. He refused to clarify either end. Okay?
So is this four of the 14 unanswered questions here again?
He's getting there. Yep.
Okay, I thought so. We discussed
He's headed there. He's definitely headed there. Okay, Nick, Grandpa's gonna go drink coffee while you talk. Bye.
All right, enjoy. I hope it's good coffee.
It is quite good. We're at Potala.
Of course.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for class.
There is a Potala on the other side of the golf course, where the roof flew off last night or a couple nights ago.
Tim's.
Yeah, the cats. Now he's got cats sleeping on his head because he doesn't have a roof.
I heard about this. I heard, oh man, I'm so sorry, Tim. I hope that my practical applications will help you get the roof back on your house.
Oh.
We'll see what happens. Thanks everybody. And that was amazing class. I'm really grateful, Geshe Michael, for the education about Ngame and everything else that we covered. That was really great. Thank you.
Worth the 4-month wait for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now I got to digest this for another month, let's say. So we don't wait so long. If anybody wants to share anything, you're welcome. I can always talk. I'm good at it. It's one of my skills. But if anybody has anything that they would like to share, I'm very happy to hear from you. Hi.
I have a clarifying question.
Okay.
Were we talking about the lack of a self-nature of a lack of self-nature?
At first I thought so, and that may come, but Geshe Michael kind of clarified that we were talking about the lack of a self and the lack of a self nature to, yeah, I guess you could say that. We were talking about the lack of, because we were talking about Dakme, denying that Dakme, the absence of self nature, is something which exists through any nature of its own. So yes, we are. Yes, I had to think about that for a minute. It would seem to be the Dakme. Is that what you guys got from that? Doc would be some kind of self which does exist. And he's just saying that self doesn't exist from its own side. And then Doc May is an absence of self, which also exists and doesn't change and doesn't exist through any nature of its own. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Thank you for the clarification.
Daktan Dakme Rangshin Madrupa. Neither a self or lack of self exists self-existently.
Yeah. Okay. Dr. Chenpo is here to share.
Well, I just want to follow up on this.
So you're talking about, so the dark, the self is anything that exists, right? Are we talking about that?
I think like Geshe Michael's point was like, I believe this is a
Okay.
coffee cup, right? And
Really?
it has, or you could say it's a teacup. It has a nature of being a cup. Like it does have that nature. So in that sense, you could say it has a self.
I understand.
You could say it has a self in the sense that when you look at this, this is what it is to be a coffee cup. Or, this is this is
I
this
guess
is
you would also put empty space in this category.
yeah, I guess you can put anything in this category.
Yeah.
Anything exists, right? Anything that exists.
Anything which is an existing thing, yeah. And anything which doesn't exist, then we're in murky territory. But
But if you put empty space in the first half of this category, do you put emptiness in this category?
well, yeah, you could say that. You could say that emptiness as a concept, or even a
Then what do you put in the second half of this equation?
emptiness also, but like in the sense that emptiness, because I think in the first case you would put emptiness in the sense of the concept of emptiness, and then the second case you would put the actual absence, because
Yeah,
it's just
because
you'd
the
be
same.
talking about that. Sorry, go ahead, Word.
Oh no, sorry. I thought you paused. Sorry, Nick. I was just gonna say, like to see emptiness directly, it still requires seeds. So that means the perception of emptiness still is not self-existent, nor is the perception of a coffee cup as a coffee cup. So both of them do require seeds. So both Doc and Doc May aren't self-existent.
Or even
My question is just,
even to talk about emptiness, right? Even just emptiness, like if we just say, this idea emptiness, this fact, it kind of just depends how you're looking at emptiness.
it seems like we can put the emptiness itself, not the idea itself, into either one,
Seems like it.
right? So
Yeah.
it's not like a mutually exclusive pair in this
Yeah, because
case.
at that level, it's kind of like, I mean, it's hard to talk about this so quickly, but I think on that level, it just depends what you mean when you say it. Like in a way, it's kind of depends on what's in the person's mind.
So well, my last follow-up is if you can put emptiness itself in the first category, which means things that has a self, then we can also say emptiness itself has a self.
I guess you'd have to say like if you can say
that.
if you can say the coffee cup has a self, then you'd have to
Right.
say that emptiness has a self.
And that's okay because it's coming from your seeds.
Yeah, we're just not, and it's like it's not a trick because we all have agreed in this context that we're not talking about something that comes from its own side when we say self. We're just saying emptiness.
Right.
It's
Right.
just this cool idea that helps save you from pain for the rest of eternity. That's its nature, that's what it is. And this
Yeah.
coffee is cool because it can hold liquid for me to drink, and that's
Yeah.
scared the poop out of Jeru. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Still not clear, but it's helpful. I'll keep cooking.
Me too. Yeah. Let's see how it helps us. I think it's cool.
I have an idea for how it might help. I don't know. This is just me. Like, okay, like I have a bad night's sleep, right? And I think about all the reasons why I think I have bad sleep. And I go this and I go that. Oh, it's because of this. I didn't do that. I didn't take this vitamin. I didn't, And for me, I did have a bad night's sleep.
Me too.
But it's not because of any of those things at all. And that's the absence of that existing thing. So I don't know. I mean, I was just playing around with that idea that all the ways in which we try to explain the thing that occurred is totally not false. And that's how I would use this. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's a really practical way to talk about what we're discussing.
Yeah.
Especially because
because I'm
I
always
also had a
doing.
it sounds
Yeah.
like Michael did too. Because he had raccoons fighting on his deck.
I had this experience yesterday after 2 nights with only 3 hours of sleep that I was completely like my brain felt like it was cotton. And I was able to serve a great number of people and answer questions well and logically and reasonably, but it was like, my mind can't do this right now. It's a cotton ball. It must be seeds ripening that are forcing me to be able to serve people. It's not me serving people. It's my past actions right now that are serving people. And it was like, wow, I've never like realized that before in the moment, of that experience of like, I have nothing to do with this right now.
Yeah.
It's just coming out of me.
I know that feeling. That's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That also reminds me of like healing, like when as a massage therapist, I would go in and do massages on people thinking that I was helping them in some way. And then I also think about there's no self-existent experience of their having healing from me unless they have a seed for it, So it's, when I go in and I do these things, I'm like, what am I doing actually? I'm protecting life in my own mind. And that's a completely different, those two experiences don't touch. They don't touch at all in the way we think they do. So I don't know. That's so I love you this to try to unpack the impossibles in our world, I love it. The cotton ball. I'll never forget that. That's cool. Yeah.
Well, it made me think about when you said cotton ball. Apparently, my computer got ruined because it was in a humid hotel room in Malaysia, and there was all this dust in there.
Oh.
There was so much dust in it. That's what absorbed the water, and then it like touched the circuits and fried the circuits inside the computer, apparently. And then I thought that was the cause. And then I learned that all my friends' computers were, many of you all, your computers were also crashing in the same moment, including Berta, Tim, Rosa, and various other people. Then I was like, oh, okay. Thanks for the reminder. It's just a seed that happens to be going off. There is no cotton in my computer from its own side. Anyway.
Yeah, air conditioning in the car. That's another one. Last summer, my air conditioning broke down. And then I took it to the shop. They said it was like $1 million. I said, oh, I can suffer. It's okay. And then about 3 months later, it popped back on. It just popped back on. And I was thinking to myself, that's not where air conditioning comes from. The mechanic or whatever. And then it broke down again this summer. So, you know what I mean? But what I'm really happy about is that my car hasn't broken down yet.
Yeah.
I don't have for that to happen yet. So somehow I'm helping people with that. But I feel like, again, it's just, is the car fixed when you take it to the mechanic? I just proved that is not the case, right?
It seems like
conditioning, I should say.
You have been helping people with transportation, but you got to keep it cool.
That's right. That's right. I got to be patient.
That's not what I was saying, but probably that too. Yeah. I mean, we got to keep it cool.
Yeah. On people that are hot.
What if you have air conditioning in your house, but you can't afford the electric bill when you use it?
That's a different seed.
Yeah, maybe. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we could dig into all the different mutations. That's cool.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing all that. I think it's great. I think it's really helpful to think of the self to be able to in our group be able to think about the self nature of things that does exist because sometimes that can probably help us drill down on what we do want, you know. Uh, so we spend so much time talking about the absence of self nature, which is really important, of course, because we're trying to undo an infinite time bad habit we've had since beginningless time. But if we're trying to be seed planter extraordinaires, I think it's
Mhm.
cool to think of the self nature that you're trying to create, or sorry, the nature of things. What is the nature of a coffee cup? Well, it holds stuff. So how can I plant seed for that? I don't know. What's the nature of air conditioning? It keeps you cool. So how can I plant the seed for that? I just wanted to leave us off on a practical note. And then let's take it back to extreme practicality with the Peachtree World News so that we know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
going on in the world. There he is.
Hello, Nick.
Hello.
How's
I
it
see you there.
going?
That's going pretty well. How are you?
That's good. It's going well. I'm almost healed after my little cold after travels and stuff.
Okay. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
but it's good. Happy to be here, and soon I'll be back also.
Good.
But I'm surprised because it's non-stop. There is so much thing going on all the time. And then just as soon as I start, yes, just as soon as I start thinking, well, maybe there is not much going on this week. I do a little research. Unbelievable how much is going. Definitely a non-stop world. So I'm gonna share with you today a little bit of it. Thank you, Marina, by the way. And many people are helping me constantly. The Worldview Productions, the translators, people, friends, teachers. Thank you so much. Okay, yes. Today, I think I want to make I don't know, a special acknowledgement. And of course, thank you as well to Veronica and Michael Roach Foundation. Now, all of a sudden, it's exploding the activities that they are doing in a good way. I mean, they are doing so much and supporting so many projects. So thank you. And it's thriving a lot. I don't know if it has to do with recent changes or what, but it's really amazing. We'll be talking more about it. But just so you know, what they do is that they either give away money or collect your money to give it away later to support great projects and programs all over the world. And one of the ones that has recently got support from them is the Yoga for Healing Foundation, Ukrainian team. Soon, we're going to be talking with one of the founders, Valeria Samborska. They are doing an amazing job. They basically develop programs that train yoga teachers, and then these yoga teachers spread the wisdom all over. And it has been a great, great, great support for all the community over there. I've been doing some research, just started, and it really looks great. So they got a grant from Veronica and Michael Roach Foundation, and soon we'll be talking about Valeria about it. So thank you so much. Let's keep going. Yes, this is a very exciting news we got in the daily mailing list. I strongly recommend people, if you have the chance, sign up for the daily mailing list. Geshe shared. They keep going strong and steady with the project to build a meditation cabin nearby Geshe-la's house in Rimrock. And then the idea is that some people have the opportunity to do deep retreats there, silent retreats. And this is one, how you want to call it? Boceto, like a first attempt to see the design. And it's just an idea how it will look. But I have heard Geshe in the past that he likes this idea of Mexican traditional architecture influence, like similar to what it used to be in Casa Salesiana. Many of us here in Guadalajara sometimes talk about that place and we miss it. Maybe one day we can go back. I see Pachi Coquet there, but I'm going to pretend he's not around. But I just say Casa Salesiana. Okay, next picture. Yes, amazing news with the Five Houses live transmission. Recently, we got the news that now the branches are available and you can research where are all of them. If you want to find more information, just contact Five Houses, check with them. But there is a picture I want to show. There is a map with a lot, many, I don't know the exact number of branches that there is going to be, but many all over the world. And I guess somehow we can say that you can choose your favorite. 139 say city board. So also I hear from Geshe that 4,200 people have signed up for the transmission. So I think what's coming up is really great. And I'm very excited also to get to start learning all this wonderful, amazing, exciting content that's going to be shared with us, that Geshe is going to be teaching us in the next year. So thank you so much. And you can check where are the branches and sign up for them if you're looking for one. Next picture. Oh yeah, this is something also very new. I hear from the YSI team that teacher Connie O'Brien is going to be making a 6 class. I think it's 1 class every other week. So it's like a 12-week program where YSI is going to explore these, in a way you can say, natural phenomena that we all go to sleep. I mean, Upala sometimes sleeps less, but in general, no, just kidding. We all go to sleep like every day, pretty much to say. So it's a process, a natural process that we already engage in. And YSI is going to explore how can we use this natural progression and transition into different stages of consciousness, excuse me, and how we can actually use that state of mind to progress in our inner personal development, and how to put it, of course, eventually into the service of every other people, right? But they're going to explore this area of the sleeping process, what happens with our consciousness, how to use it for developing. And next Monday, we will have teacher Connie telling us more about it. But I leave the QR codes. If you're super excited, you want to check it out now, you can. Monday, we'll talk in depth about it with them personally. How do you say, with all due respect, I mean, but it's a saying, out of the horse's mouth, something like that. Yes, it's a good thing. Don't think it's disrespectful. Okay, celebrating birthdays. Yes, Erin just had her birthday a few days ago. Happy birthday, happy family, amazing life. Look at that. I hear they went to visit Rimrock and Arizona lately after a great surf season from Nicholas Shaw in San Diego. Anyway, sending best wishes and hopefully see you all soon. Some other birthdays. I was talking the other day, Casa Tartug is getting 1-year anniversary. I think they are doing a really great job. They are still growing, still developing, but compared from 1 year from now, I can see how much they have already grown. The many classes and the many activities they have on weekly basis, really wonderful, and the community that is being developed there. One thing that I wanted to share with you is a video that a program they have a few months ago, especially designed for people, elderly or senior citizen people, and it was a really great success. The program was mainly taught by Lucia, Berta, and Alex Rivas. So I have a short video so you get a little idea of what it went. So let's go. Next one, please. Okay, so that's a little video, but it went very well. Lucia was telling me about it. Alex Rivas, congratulations. I saw them recently, also Berta, and they are very happy and excited about the upcoming October activities. let's keep going. I'm gonna rush because we have an exciting interview today. So just super quickly. Oh yeah, thank you also Casa Tartug because they invite me now that I'm in Guadalajara to do some sessions on the other side of emptiness essay that Geshe wrote as as an introduction to the book, which is pretty much the pot on the stove and the dependence, basically, which is the other side of emptiness, the two sides of the famous coin, you know. And then it's gonna be next to Tuesdays. I put the QR code if anybody wants to look at it online on Zoom, but it's going to be in Spanish. So letting you know, but thank you so much, Casa Tartug, for this opportunity. Very happy to have the chance. So there you go. Casa Tartug, thank you so much. What else? Just quickly, a few events, and then let's move on to the interview. Yes, reminder that Earl and Nicole are still in the middle of their 9 stages to Shamatha program. You can follow there. I hear very good things about the first session. I think the next one is coming up very, very soon. I'm leaving you also the Chinese poster for the Chinese speaking audience. Then yes, Geshe is getting ready to travel on September to Shenzhen, DCIG level 9. It's gonna be very, very cool, I bet, because those productions are unbelievable and the content incredible. All right, let's go to the interview, but let me show first the picture. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a program coming up in October. We'll talk more about it later. And this is the picture I wanted to show. Also, again, resources that I get from the mailing list. I encourage you to get in the mailing list. Adam Andrade, I mean, he presented a little bit of it last session on Monday. He developed a new searching tool, let's say. So today, and that's Eva, that she got, how do you say, injured, but I think she's getting healed very soon. Adam is going to tell us in a moment. So let's go with Adam himself. So he tell us what it is, how it works, and most especially how much it is.
Oh my goodness. You know, it's that's a tall order. So I've intended this to be an all-inclusive translation tool that anywhere from beginners to academics and even scholars at university should be able to use. The functionality is very, very diverse, and there are a lot of features and tools to use here. As you can see, each one of these workflows, right?
Do you want to share the screen, Adam? You were mentioning that.
Oh, here. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you know what? I'm sharing my screen with myself on my side.
All right. No, let's check it out. And I think it's very exciting. I want to understand more about it in general.
Yeah, give me one second. Here. Sure. Yeah, I thought I had it pulled up for you guys. Okay, so this is the tool here. It's so like I said, this is an all-encompassing translation tool, and this should support pretty much anybody who wants to approach or read a text. And the functionality is, I think, there's way more than we're going to be able to cover here in a few minutes. So I just wanted to kind of point out that we have the ability to source any text from our ALL library here. And you can see each one of these. So the latest thing I did was I brought all of our footnotes and bibliography entries into it. So this is going to be a collection. Over time, we'll continue adding our footnotes to have Geshe Michael's explanation here of any individual term, as you can see.
And Adam, some people were asking how can they access it or download it or get it?
So that I would say within the next week or two, I should have a finished version that I'm ready to release. I really wanted to point this out. I wanted to take the time to really point this out. So last Monday, Geshe said that he suggested we go to our longest strings first, right? So whenever we click something, we get the longest string possible. So if I click Malupa, right, and then I can kind of go back and walk through each one. You can see how the term changes down here on the card, right? Lupa, pa, right? Malupa. So what it does is now I've enable that functionality here that Geshe Michael was suggesting I add, and we can go through. But the most important thing that I wanted to point out here was something that Geshe Michael has been asking for since about 2012 or 2013. He asked me to start creating a video dictionary. So every time I would go to a class,
I
Geshe,
remember.
yeah, Geshe would look at me and he'd say, "Okay, this is going to be a dictionary entry." And I would write down the time and I would write down the term, and then I would go back and publish those on YouTube. Now, what I did, and this is where I need help from everyone here. If you can see here, right, we have Tsema Namdrel Gitsiklir Chepa, right? But we also have Tsema Namdrel. So you can see as I go through this term, can you follow my cursor here? And you see these little blue links down here? So when I go to Namshe, right, it will give me a link to a time-coded version of Geshe Michael explaining that term on YouTube. So it'll directly open from the application into your browser, and you will have Geshe Michael explaining that term. So each one of these, right now we have, I've capped it at 3 references per term. So we have 3 here and then 3 down here. So you see how I've separated it also in between when he's teaching the idea and when he just mentions it. Okay. So here's the big deal though. Like let's say we go to Tsema Namdrel, and I'll just give you a preview of how it works. So we come in here.
And I think, Adam, we're going to have to invite you again over in 1 or 2 weeks.
Okay. Just very quickly, very quickly. Very quickly. So let's say I click it, open it up. Do you guys still, are you seeing the browser now?
That great classical work, which itself comments on the true intent of the teachings on correct perception.
Okay. So just a kind of a quick demo there, but you can see that went back to my first class from the very first term all the way back in 2017. Now, the issue here is that I'm using all of these references from YouTube transcriptions, and they're not incredibly reliable. So I have an effort that I'd like to invite you guys to help me with. Let me share this here. Give me 1 second. I promise 1 or 2 minutes. 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, we need to go soon, eh? But we want to invite you again. I want to invite you again because this is great. And next time I'm going to save 7 minutes.
I'm super excited about it. So are you seeing the website here? Okay.
Yes.
So this is a donation landing page that I created to invite people to help, because I'm not going to be able to get accurate transcriptions outside of actually using some very sophisticated tools. And those tools cost a little bit of money. And I can't pay for them myself. So I was wanting to reach out to anybody who wanted to offer their help, and really bringing something that Geshe Michael has wanted to materialize for 13, 14 years now. So we're right there at the cusp of being able to do it. And you can see how important this would be to have as translators. As every time Geshe Michael has mentioned Tsema Namdrel for the past 40 years, if we could have either an audio recording or a video recording of him giving a direct explanation of it, it would be incredibly helpful for, beginner translators as well as advanced translators. So the idea here is, and I'll just go rather quickly, but I'll drop the link here. There's a QR code down here if you guys wanted to help. I had to do this over the past day or day and a half since Juan asked me if I could present something. So right now you can only donate via Venmo or PayPal, but this QR code should take you there. And let me just make sure that I have the link here for you guys in the chat as well.
No, and for sure, Adam, I think we should give it again some other segment to talk more in depth and see how it works. Hear the story about how it came to be and all that.
Yeah,
I think it's really, really great. And you say you're still finishing a few things, and maybe in a week or 2 may be available for the general public or audience.
Yeah. So, and this is something I've been working on in the back. It's equivalent of probably 3 years of work, and I'm just now kind of bringing it out to show people. So, anyways.
Okay. Thank you so much, Adam. I'll reach out and then let's go back to the Pramana sessions as well.
That
I'll
sounds
talk to you
great, man.
about it. Yes. And as soon as this is ready for the public to use, let's give it another segment. Thank you so much, everyone, and hope you have a great weekend. Good wishes over there to Rimburg as well. Enjoy, and everywhere else as well.
Okay.
See you later, Adam. I'll talk to you soon.
See you guys.
To have the second session on this.
Let's do it, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.